Ugh. What a nasty day here in Death Valley, USA. Wonderhussey here. I was planning to go out and shoot a video today, but it's really, really windy and there's dust, sand, really, all over the place in the air. It wouldn't be good to breathe. It really wouldn't be any fun to go out into it and try to shoot a video. So instead of exploring some random place in the desert, today we're going to explore my face. Okay, I don't know why, but I've had several requests from people asking me to make a video showing how I put on makeup. So, on a day like today, when I can't really go outside, well, it seemed kind of like the perfect time to do that. Now, you'll have to forgive the constant clanging of my wind chimes in the background. That's just the way it is on a windy day like today. Anyway, for this video, we're going all the way over to my vanity. This is where the magic happens, and it's not actually a real vanity, you know? I always wanted one of those fancy Hollywood-style vanities with the lights all around it, but I'm always on a budget, so I made my own by just stringing a line of Christmas lights around an old mirror. And guess what? It's pretty much just as good as one of them fancy vanities, and I hardly had to spend any money at all. And because I spend so much time sitting in front of this dang thing putting on my war paint, well, I've got some little decorations here and there. This was from my brother-in-law's funeral. He was a police officer who was sadly shot and killed in the line of duty. I don't know, I like to have his unsmiling face there to greet me as I'm putting on my makeup. And then I have a postcard here of my friend Captain Rummelschnuff. If you watched a video I made called the Wonder Valley Rave Shack, actually, he wasn't in that video, but it's about this weird cabin down in 29 Palms, Wonder Valley, where these two German artists hang out. And this guy, Captain Rummelsnuff, he's actually a very well-known musician in Germany. My sister and I are even featured dancers in one of his music videos that was shot there at the Wonder Valley Rave Shack. I'll put the link to that in the description to this video if you're interested in seeing it. And then I just have some random other pictures and business cards that people gave me over the years, as well as, oh, there's a picture of me and my ex-boyfriend back in, oh man, that was probably 2007. Oh my gosh, I don't want to put him on blast. And then this is a picture of me at like a magazine launch party. But the reason I kept it, well, I kept it for a couple reasons. One, I still like the two gals in the photo with me. The woman in the middle is Miss Sally Steele, who was the editor of Vegas Rocks magazine, kind of like a heavy metal magazine about the Las Vegas metal scene. And then the other chick is Foxy Roxy, Michelle, another badass who's like a fitness freak. I think she became a competitive fitness model, and she's in amazing shape. So she's kind of up there as an inspiration. And then obviously I got a bunch of jewelry and flowers and stuff everywhere because, as you know, I've tried to squeeze everything from my house into this little 200 square foot casita, and it's been a challenge. But all that being said, it is a cozy, comfy place to sit on my little chair and do my makeup. So I have all my tools laid out and ready, and that's just what I'm about to do. Put on my makeup and let you watch if you're so inclined. And I can't imagine why anybody would be, but I'm starting out today with zero makeup on whatsoever. I'm not one of them fake YouTubers who uses filters or anything. So you can see, you know, I got some blemishes. Actually, my skin's a lot better right now than it was last week. Oh, I just had a doozy of a breakout. You probably saw that in, gosh, I feel like I posted a video. I do that all the time. I post myself wearing no makeup on YouTube for anyone to see all the dang time. And probably not good for my brand, but what do I care, man? I just want to be myself, and, well, this is what I look like before I start putting all this crap on. So take a nice look. In fact, I should probably take a still so I can do a before and after when I'm done. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is start with a clean slate because I had to go out into that sandstorm earlier this morning. I feel like there's still little gritty bits of sand on my face, so I'm just going to dust myself off with this old washcloth I use as a sort of makeup aid. And I don't know, ladies watching this video, you all know we all have our own routines when it comes to putting on makeup. I always start with my eyeliner. I should note too that this process if I really hurry, will take about a half hour. And because I'm talking and, oh gosh, I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm gonna fast forward a lot of this. There. Just kidding. This is kind of messy. I would never leave my eyeliner looking this bad. So now I'm gonna clean it up with a Q-tip. Now, because I'm cheap, I like to reuse my Q-tips until they're like completely falling apart, which is definitely not sanitary and is probably the reason why I suffer from blepharitis. In fact, I'm just recovering from blepharitis, which is an inflammation of the eyelid because of an infected hair follicle from one of your eyelashes. But that being said, I'm so cheap with my Q-tips that, you know, I'll take a brand new fresh Q-tip and I'll use it once or twice. You know, it's got a little makeup on the end. And then when it starts to get real dirty like this, well, I'll pull a little bit of the fluff off the end and then use the inside of that because now you got a fresh new Q-tip. And then I'll even still use that until it's just, well, frankly, really gross. Waste not, want not. There, step one achieved. I guess I should note that the brand of eyeliner I used, well, you can't really read it on there very well, but it says Pacifica. And it's some holistic eyeliner I bought at the Whole Foods, not Whole Foods, but Sprouts. I'm too cheap to go to Whole Foods. Sprouts is like a health food store that sells makeup. It ain't cheap, but it doesn't irritate my eyes because I do have a problem with eyelid irritation. And yes, I know you're probably saying, oh, it's because you use these old Q-tips. Well, no. I've struggled with this for years, and I've tried everything, including brand new Q-tips and sanitizing everything with isopropyl. And I don't know, my eyes just are allergic to certain ingredients in makeup, and so I try to be really careful with the products that I use. Okay, now it's time to use this bad boy, which to all you fellas out there watching, you're probably wondering, what the hey is that, and why are you going to torture yourself with it? Well, it's an eyelash curler for people like me who have barely any eyelashes at all. You try to scoop them all in there and then you press on it and it curls the eyelashes up and supposedly helps make your eyes look bigger. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put some mascara on. Now, mascara is something that I've really struggled with when it comes to eyelid inflammation. Unfortunately, the only mascara I've found that really doesn't inflame my eyelids is this CoverGirl Lash Blast. I guess it's hypoallergenic. It doesn't irritate my eyelids, but it also doesn't work very well. I used to use, let me see if I have it in here. Oh, this one. This was the one I really liked. Colossal, also by CoverGirl. I'm a fan of drugstore makeup whenever possible, the cheapest stuff. But this I found, I used it for years when I was working as a model, but I was always getting that eyelid thing. And so when I quit using that mascara, you know, after experimenting with the Q-tips and trying different eyeliners and everything, I don't even think the eyeliner made a difference. It was the mascara. So I used this for a while, but it's just not very good. So right now I'm using this MAC, which is Makeup, what does it stand for? Makeup Art Cosmetics. And it was 28 bucks. It was way too pricey for me. I don't think I'll buy it again. But I do like it a little bit better than that Lash Blast. So since I already paid the 28 bucks for it, I'm gonna go ahead and use it up till it's all gone. And I'll put links to all these different products in the description to the video on the off chance that anybody watching is interested. Okay, before I do my lower lashes, again, ladies, we all have our own routine that we do. I like to put on some, well, I just use I think it's called Powder Plus Foundation. Again, it's from MAC. It's another expensive product. I want to say this is like $32 or something, but it lasts a long time and it's cream plus powder, so you don't have to put liquid foundation on. You can just apply it straight to your face and it does wonders at covering up all them pimples. Now, I should also note, I drink plenty of water, I get plenty of sleep, and I eat a relatively healthy diet. I eat lots of fruits and veggies, nuts, seeds, whole grains. So I don't think my acne is diet-based. I know I have one guy who told me, don't eat cashews. Cashews cause acne. So I laid off the cashews. Now I eat macadamia nuts, which by all accounts are supposed to be very healthy. But guess what? My face still broke out. So I think it's just hormonal. And frustratingly, there doesn't seem to be anything I can do about it other than spackle on this Studio Fix from MAC and cover it up. And again, I can't imagine that anybody would find this interesting, But if anything, maybe it reminds you of, you know, if you were a kid and you ever sat there and watched your mom put on her makeup before she was getting ready to go out. Or, you know, you had a girlfriend or a wife that always took forever getting ready to go anywhere. Well, it might bring back some good memories of that. Anyway, now that I look like a ghost, I'm gonna put on some bronzer, okay? This is just cheap Wet n Wild drugstore brand bronzer. And I guess the idea with that is it adds a little bit of color. So it looks like you've been out in the sun, which I normally have been, but you know, it's November right now, so I'm looking a little pale. Now I'd better blend that in so it doesn't look like I drew on my face with a crayon like a clown. Use a big, soft brush that I do wash with clarifying shampoo periodically to keep it clean and germ-free. Remember, I was really on top of trying to get rid of this blepharitis problem, or I don't know if my eyelid thing is blepharitis. I think it might be different. Blepharitis is when your eyelid is puffy and infected. Normally my eyelids just get dry and scaly, and I'm pretty sure it was caused by whatever was in the mascara I was using. You know, there's a lot of nasty chemicals in mascara and makeup in general, so you really have to be mindful and read the ingredients list and, oh god, or just don't wear makeup at all if you happen to be lucky enough to look halfway decent without it. Okay, now I'm gonna put on some blusher. This will make me look modest and, you know, like a young maiden. I guess that's the point of all this. It's supposed to make you look younger and fresher. This is just Wet n Wild blush. It's real cheap. Probably the cheapest blush you can buy. I mean, it's just adding a little pink to your cheeks, you know? Make you look like you just went sleigh riding on a cold winter's day with a mug of hot cocoa and your loved one at your side. Oh, I guess I should also mention the shade of all these different things I'm using. This blush is Rose. That's the name of the color of the blush. The bronzer is What Sandy Beaches. And then the MAC, the Studio Fix foundation is NC25. Okay, now that I sort of smoothed out my skin tone, God, I feel like I look like a clown. That's the thing, you know, I do my makeup so that I look good on video or in photos when I was working as a model. You have to put on way more makeup to show up in photos and video than you do in day-to-day life. So I feel like sometimes when I'm walking around, people probably think like, it's a circus in town? Why is that woman wearing all that crap on her face? Okay, now it's time for me to do my lower eyelashes, which unfortunately I barely have any lower eyelashes. I mean, for all the hair under my armpits, you think I would have bushier eyebrows and better eyelashes. Unfortunately, the good Lord saw fit to give me all my hair on my head and under my arms. Now, I did hear that putting castor bean oil on your eyelashes will help them grow faster, and I actually may have found some success with that because sometimes my lower lashes in particular just break off and fall off, or I'm not sure. I actually accidentally might have lit them on fire once with my bong. I used to smoke a bong, so I think I burned my lower lashes or singed them a little bit. And so I used castor oil back then, and yeah, it seemed like it worked. The lashes grew back anyway. Okay, that's as much eyelashes as I'm ever gonna get. I don't like to wear fake lashes because I have, well, like I like to say, beady eyes. Small, deep-set eyes, like George Jones, the possum. So I try what I can to, you know, curl the lashes and put on as much mascara as I can to make them seem bigger, but it's a fine line between, well, it's a fine line between George Jones and Tammy Faye Baker, if you know what I mean. Anyway, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use some liquid eyeliner to put little wings on the edge. You know, they do that cat eye effect. And I like to use Wet n Wild, the good old cheap Wet n Wild. If at all possible, I'll use Wet n Wild, but unfortunately they don't make some of the things I use. This is waterproof. Typically, I try to use non-waterproof makeup. Like my mascara is not waterproof, and that's for two reasons. One, I read that any kind of waterproof or long-lasting makeup is supposed to be way worse for you. Like the chemicals in it are really bad for you. Unfortunately, there are certain things I do use, and you'll see that are long-lasting just out of necessity. And so just to try to mitigate that or balance it out, when it comes to mascara, I go with non-waterproof. Also, I feel like it'll irritate my eyelids less. But the other bonus of using non-waterproof mascara is Well, it keeps you from crying, okay? I've been pretty depressed lately. Sorry to be a downer. But if I'm all made up and I have non-waterproof mascara on, well, I'm not going to cry as easily because it'll mess up my makeup. But anyway, when it comes to this eyeliner, I do use waterproof because, I don't know, the corners of my eyes where I'm putting it on, they tend to sort of water a little bit and it'll just come right off unless I do use waterproof. Yes, I do make a lot of funny faces while I'm putting on makeup. I'm sure you've noticed. But ladies, if there are any ladies watching, well, you probably do the same damn thing. Okay, now I've got that Julie Newmar cat eye look. Now I'm gonna move on and work on my lips. It's time for a change of pace. I'm tired of focusing on my eyes. I'm gonna do lips. Now I don't have very big lips, and I know it's in style right now to have big fat bee-stung lips. I don't want to go get fillers. I think there's nothing worse than a woman who gets those fake lip implants. I mean, oh god, it looks terrible. I'm just gonna go the old-fashioned route and draw on some lips. Again, it's a fine line between looking good and looking like a clown, and I did get bagged on earlier in my YouTube career for overdrawing my lip liner. I used to do that when I was modeling because, again, in photos you really can't tell and your lips look better. But now that I'm YouTubing and holding my camera up so close to my face all the time, I have to be mindful of that. And I'm still going to draw outside my lip line, but hopefully only a little bit. And this is a lip marker that I'm starting with, okay? It's CoverGirl, again, drugstore brand, Outlast, and the shade is Saucy Plum. Now, unfortunately, I don't think they make this product anymore because I just tried to order a new one and I couldn't find it anywhere on Amazon other than for like $30, and it should only be about $8. So I'm going to have to make this one last until I find a suitable substitute product. But I like this because it's basically just a marker. You're basically just drawing lips on, and you know, it's easier than using a brush, and it stays put way better than a pencil. This is also a long-lasting product. Remember I just said the long-lasting makeup is supposed to be worse for you. When it comes to my lips, I use all long-lasting stuff because I talk a lot, I eat a lot, and I drink a lot. And I don't want my lips going away. Okay, lips looking good and fake. I don't want my lipstick to be this dark though. And believe it or not, this is just a base coat. I'm gonna put 2 more coats of another product on. So I'm just gonna go ahead and blot this using a Chipotle napkin. And yeah, I could buy Kleenex, but A, why buy Kleenex when I can get Chipotle napkins for free because I eat there so often? B, I like these better than Kleenex. They're tougher. It's like some kind of recycled paper, and it's just perfect for blotting lipstick. Which, this technically is a lip stain, not a lipstick. See that? It just kind of stains your lips, and it won't rub off. But, I don't know, I feel like this by itself doesn't look finished enough. So I'm going to use my go-to lipstick, and man, all these products I'm showing you, except for the mascara, I've been using for years, if not more than a decade. And this lipstick is one of them. It's called CoverGirl Outlast. And the shade I use is Brazen Raisin, number 542. Thankfully, they never quit making this one. It's got a wand, and you put it on your lips, and then once it dries, it stays put. I did a Facebook post once many years ago before I started a YouTube channel where I showed how I did my makeup back then because I had a lot of people who followed me on Facebook. And at that time I was a little saltier, so you're going to have to forgive me for this next quip. You might want to send your kids out of the room, but when I did that Facebook post, I said, this will stay on through banana splits and blowjobs. And it's the truth. Again, it's long lasting, so it's probably really bad for you, especially because I'm putting it on my lips, which means I'm swallowing it. But gotta look good. Okay, now once this stuff sets, it's in place forever. So I better blot it fast because I don't want it this dark. The effect I'm going for, believe it or not, is more or less natural looking. This stuff really stays on. You gotta be careful. Okay, there's my base coat. But like I said, I'm gonna do another coat just because I have this really weird lipstick technique that has served me well for many, many years. I don't know if it makes any sense, but I like the way it makes my lipstick look. So I put 1 coat of that Outlast Brazen Raisin on. And then I have this patented buffing technique. I take my old washcloth, mommy's little helper, and I just kind of buff it off. I don't want it to cake up and get too thick, you know, with the second coat. So this basically just buffs off all the crunchy parts, I guess. And it keeps my lips nice and, what do you call it? Exfoliated, you might say. Okay, so the first coat is off. Let me just powder around the edges there. Okay. I still feel like it doesn't look quite good enough. I want a little bit more definition around the edges. I want to do a trompe d'oeil effect. I'm trying to make my lips look bigger and plumper without using, you know, whatever that filler is. So I'm going to take the Outlast and just go around the edges to make the edges look darker and leave the middle pale. Let's see if it works. Hurry before it dries. I'm trying to blend it in a little bit. Basically using my finger and my Chipotle napkin. Okay. I feel like that looks all right. I'm just going to put this gloss that comes with the Outlast on top of it. Okay, it's probably not the best job I've ever done, but I don't know if you can even tell that there's 3 freaking coats of 2 different products on it, but that's the way I do my lipstick. Okay, so my eyeballs are done and my lips are done. You may notice I'm missing something. What could it be? Oh, that's right. Eyebrows. Like I said, the good Lord gave me all my hair in my armpits and not much on my eyebrows. So I'm going to go ahead and draw some eyebrows on using another MAC product. This is Dip Down. That's the name of the shade. The name of the product is, I think, Long Last Fluid Line. I don't know. I'll put a link to it in the description so you can buy it if you want. And I'm using a little angled brush. This one is from MAC, but you could use any angled brush. The only thing is you want to make sure it's very, very pointed. And, you know, after you use them for a while, they get all spread out. So I use my mommy's little helper here to really get this brush nice and sharp. A nice sharp line. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to open my little pot of gel. It's just a gel. And then you barely need to put any on it because it goes on real dark. And I'm trying to draw on a nice clean brow. And here it does help if you have some kind of artistic ability, because you're basically just painting these on freehand. There. Do I look more like myself now? Ah! Still can't go out half-cocked. Better do the other eyebrow. Now, for the guys watching this video, aren't you glad you don't have to do this every dang morning? I mean, this is why shooting videos when I'm camping is so hard. I have to sit in my car and do this, and it adds at least 30 minutes to my getting ready in the morning. So whoever said being a woman is better than being a man, again, unless you're one of those naturally beautiful women who doesn't happen to need any makeup, then I disagree. Okay, brows on fleek. I'm very particular about my eyebrows. Sometimes that's the longest part of this process. It can take a long time to get them just right. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish doing my brows. This isn't done enough for me. I'm gonna put on a brow pencil on top of it. It's a pencil that has a spoolie mascara type brush on the other side that you can use to comb them into place, you know, to sort of blend everything in. This is also made by MAC, and this is called Lingering. That's the shade. I just kind of use it to blend, fill in, beef up what I just painted on. I feel like it just kind of makes it look more complete. And you might be thinking, well, gee, wonderhussie, why bother putting 2 coats of 2 different brow products and 3 coats of 2 different lip products? Why don't you just simplify your life and do 1 lipstick and 1 eyebrow? Well, I'm here to tell you, through many years of trial and error, it really does look better to do it this way. It's kind of like on the shampoo bottle where it goes, well, there's an urban legend that some marketing guy doubled the sales of shampoo by adding 1 word to the label. And that was the word repeat after lather, rinse. Well, I think that's an urban legend because if I only wash my hair once, it never feels as clean. I always wash my hair twice, and so I think there is some credence to putting 2 coats of eye stuff and 3 coats of lip stuff, and I don't know, it's just the way I do it. Okay, now that my brows are done, there's only a few last little touch-ups to do, because I don't know, I feel like I still don't look finished. First, I'm going to put on some eyeshadow. Again, this is MAC, but the reason I use MAC eyeshadow is because they used to have a policy where if you brought back 5 or 6 empty MAC containers, they would give you free eyeshadow. Well, they don't do that anymore, so I'm sort of milking the old eyeshadow that I have left, and I use the shade of Star Violet. I'm going to put some of that on my eyelids just to add a nice pop of color, you know, a little shimmer. Blend it in a little. Okay, now I feel like I need way more mascara on my upper lashes because they just look real weaselly. So I'm going to go ahead and put another coat on. And again, I got to be real careful not to go into Tammy Faye territory here. Okay, I hope I haven't strayed too far into Tammy land, but I think I'm done. Oh wait, there's one more thing I got to do because I have this unsightly zit, or the remnants of a zit, on the side of my face. I better put a little tiny bit of extra Studio Fix. I'm going to take my compact back out and just use a Q-tip with a very clean tip to put a little bit of that on this red spot. I mean, I'm not fooling anybody. You can still see it, but I feel like it looks better. Okay, I feel like I'm done and ready to greet the world. I don't know. What do you think? Do I look like a clown? Do I look like Tammy Faye Baker? Do I look like George Jones? He said, I'd love you till I die. Remember that? Okay, now I know I'm sitting here in front of my vanity with these nice, flattering, warm, white Christmas lights, making me look youthful. But how do I look in the harsh light of day? Well, let me go over by the window, and you can see for yourself. How do I look? Can you see every pore, every crease, every wrinkle, every chip and dent in my... Well, I've been around a while, let's just say that, and I'm doing my best. So, I don't know. I feel like it looks okay. Let me know what you think. Oh gosh, I can't believe I'm saying this, but let me know what you think in the comments below. I hate to think of what people are going to say, but... I don't know, that's my deal. I'm open about everything I do in life, and so now you know what I look like before and after my makeup. Oh, that reminds me, I gotta take an after picture. Okay, now you can compare them side by side and see what you think. Gosh, what a shame I put all this makeup on and it's so gnarly outside. I'm not even gonna go anywhere. I'm just gonna sit at my desk and edit. Oh well, at least you can be assured that when you're watching my next video, I was perfectly and beautifully made up while I was editing it for you.